Are you starting a microgreen company and you're worried about your product branding? Well, stay tuned because we're going to go through everything that you need to know. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Microgreen series. Today we're going to be focusing on product branding and just branding your business in general, which is one of the most intimidating things about starting a business, right? It's not just about creating a product and giving it to somebody or giving it and selling it, right? You need a brand around your product. And sometimes that's not something that anybody is used to coming up with, right? You can learn to grow microgreens. You can learn to put everything together, and you can learn the books and learn how to finance, do back-end accounting and that kind of stuff. But then now you have to worry about actually creating a brand. You have to worry about creating a business logo. You need to worry about your labels, right, and packaging and so forth. Well, all of that is not as bad as it seems with just a little direction and a little help. And that's kind of why I really wanted to make this video today, because I know a lot of people have been asking about our branding and how we came about coming up with our product branding and our logos and things like that. So first I wanted to say here, I have a little bit different of a setup, right? I actually brought out my farmer's market table and my tablecloth to show that what we use at the farmer's market, right? And I'm very satisfied with my branding. You would never believe this. I'm going to start off by saying our company logo. We have two company logos, right? We have kind of our bigger company logo. It spells out Princeton Microgreens, as you see on the front of here. And then we kind of have a smaller company logo. That's more of kind of looks like an icon or something like that on your desktop computer, or an avatar, and that is what we use on like the front of our catalog here. You can actually see we have that one logo. It's in a circle here. I also have it on back here on the back as well. I have that little circle logo. So I was able to get both of these logos designed on a website called Fiverr. Fiverr's not sponsoring me in this video whatsoever, but I really wanted to put it out there because you're going to hear me talking about a lot about Fiverr today, because I'm in love. I'm kind of obsessed with Fiverr, just because everything's so darn cheap. So basically what Fiverr is it's a website where just individual contractors, just individual people go online and they advertise their services to do things such as, a graphics arts or a logo design, or, build you a website, or, oh my goodness, they'll build you a spreadsheet if you need a spreadsheet built. I'm telling you, it is endless. They'll make you a commercial. They'll edit your videos. It doesn't matter. It's on Fiverr, I can promise you. You do a search in Fiverr, you will find it. They'll edit photos. They'll draw a cartoon character for you. So my point is that Fiverr is very cheap because we're actually utilizing people from all over the world that have skills, as opposed to, and I know you want to support the mom and pop businesses and the local businesses, and I get that. We do that as much as possible as well. But I will say that when you're starting a business, you have to worry about pinching pennies any way you can. I have some people that were like, oh yeah, we buy our cocoa coir down the street because we're supporting local business. Yeah, but you just bought cocoa coir for $30 as opposed to buying cocoa coir for $5 at Walmart. I understand. I don't like Walmart as much as the next guy, but when you're starting a business and I have to grow 40 trays a week of microgreens or whatever it is, okay, I would much rather pay $10 than $60 per week, okay? After a few months of that, we're talking about thousands of dollars lost income just because you wanted to support the local business. You understand what I'm saying here? So, later down the line, when you grow up and become a much bigger company and you're really successful and you want to make some deals with some of these local businesses, that's great. And maybe that's what you should aim for, right? Instead of putting all your money into the local business when you're starting out, maybe focus on growing and then getting to the point where you can have a contract with the local company long term, where they're actually shipping stuff in for you, making a small buck, and at the same time you're getting great deals because you're doing more bulk orders through them, right? So you need to think about big picture. So I just want to kind of put that out there because I feel the same way about Fiverr, right? Instead of using the local company to create, a business logo for you, for instance, right? If I go down to, I forget what the name of the sign company is, like Fast Signs or something. I think they're kind of nationwide. I think a lot of people know what Fast Signs is. And I tell if I tell Fast Signs to create a business logo for me, they're going to charge me several $100s, and it's probably going to take them weeks to do. I went on Fiverr. I got both logos done for my business. Okay, I just explained to the guy what I wanted. Hey, this is what we do. Sent him a few pictures so he kind of got a feel for what my business is about. And I actually picked a few designs that he had already made in the past to just so he understood the feel for the kind of design concepts that I enjoyed in my head, right? Both logos, $5. $5 flipping dollars for two logos on Fiverr, okay? He gave me I have all of the raw data, all the raw files, which is very important. He gave me all the raw files because, when you're doing things like your website and things like that, you need to have the raw files to do transparency and things like that. So you can actually put the logo on top of stuff, have it be transparent, and so forth, right? So my point is Fiverr's phenomenal. And again, you're going to hear me talk about Fiverr for the next few minutes here. Next, after you have your business logos, I created this tablecloth. So I was able to actually find a website that makes, tablecloths. You can really, there's hundreds of these websites, to be honest. Vistaprint is probably the most obvious website that people use for stuff like this. I'm sure everybody's heard of Vistaprint. This tablecloth like this is probably going to run you right around $150, $200 on a more expensive website. This is actually an 8-foot tablecloth, so I paid a little bit more just because I liked it bigger. I wanted more table space. But traditionally, most people do 6-foot tablecloths. On top of the tablecloth here, I actually have my business logo over here. And I actually, on top of here, I have my website address, PrincetonMicrogreens.com, and I put this. So you can actually design the top of the tablecloth as well, which is kind of neat, right? If you really wanted to, if your prices aren't going to change and things like that, and you wanted to incorporate putting pricing on your tablecloth, that would be awesome as well. I've thought about that, but when I was making this, I wasn't quite set on all my pricing, so I really didn't want to do that too much. But possibilities are endless in what you can do to design something like this. When you do use something like a Vistaprint to get the tablecloth done, what's going to happen is they're going to give you a template file, and it's going to be a template of the tablecloth. You can actually, if you didn't want to design this yourself, you could go on Fiverr, find somebody who will design it for you, just give them the template, okay? Say, here you go, here's my template. Here you go, here's my business logo, which you just got created for $5, and say, make a tablecloth for me. This is what I want. They might charge you $10 to do the tablecloth, and then once they give you that file, you literally just go and upload it to like Vistaprint or whatever website's going to be doing your tablecloth. You just hit submit, they ship it to you in a week. There you go, you have a tablecloth. It's that easy, right? So the next thing I want to talk about is, this is the most important thing of your product, right? You can't have a product without labels. Labels are the most important thing in your business. what we did, because I needed to have labels designed, right? The problem is you actually have to tell somebody what you want on your labels. You can't just say, hey, make me a label. What's your product? What do you want me to put on the label? Do you want barcodes? Do you want, what kind of information you want on it, et cetera. They don't know. They don't know your business, right? So the best advice I have for getting labels created is this. Open up an Excel spreadsheet, okay? If you don't have Excel or Microsoft Office, just go and do it in Google Docs. It's free to use. It works just like Excel. As a matter of fact, we use Google Docs for everything because you can share out files very easy with a link. So when I'm going to somebody in Fiverr, I can actually just share out like an Excel document and just paste a link to them. It's extremely easy to do. That and I can kind of edit on the fly. If I sent them an Excel doc and I was like, oh shoot, you know what? I forgot to add something to that doc. I don't have to send them another one. I just go to that link and I can just edit it on the fly at any time. So anyways, once you have your Excel doc up, okay, list all your products in the Excel doc. List your sunflower, list your spicy salad mix, list your pea, your broccoli, your cabbage, etc. Okay. And the next cell over, put in there, maybe a couple of things that it might be good with, right? This is good as a garnish. This is good with a salad. This is good on soup. This is good, whatever. And then list that for all your products. And there's information all over the internet to get this type of stuff, right? You don't have to just guess. If you don't know, you can go on trueleafmarket.com, and if you click on any other microgreens, it kind of tells you roughly the kind of flavors that it might have, what it tastes like, what it might be good with. And you can just use that information and put that on your label, right? So, and then in your next cell, put the color. This is amaranth. It's, it's red, it's pink, it's so forth, right? And then maybe in the next cell over, you can actually put a picture in there. So maybe put a picture of what the crop looks like, right? That way it can go on your label. So anyways, after you have all that put together, now you have a master document. And when you go to create the labels and you go to the guy in Fiverr, for instance, you literally just give him that document and say, I need to create a label for all these products. Boom, done. He has the document. There's no more questions after that. I mean, he might ask you a few things, what color do you want the label? What size do you want the label? Those types of things. And, you just provide him that information, no big deal. But at least the raw data is there that for him to have to create your labels. Now when it comes to size of the label, I will say that we personally use 4-inch by 3-inch labels is what we're using. And I like these a lot because they're pretty big, and they print out perfectly in our label printer. So I'll put a link of our label printer that we use. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I see people using a lot of Avery labels. It's what I see most people using. Avery labels are super, super expensive. And I would hate to see you use them for a long period of time. I understand if you're just starting out, you don't have a label printer yet, and you're just kind of using your regular home inkjet printer with Avery labels, right? But I've done the math on Avery labels, and we're talking, anywhere from 20 to 40 cents a label, when it comes down to it. I mean, it gets really crazy really fast for labels. And when we use these labels with our label printer, we have an Epson, it's like a TM3500 label printer. We got it on sale. I found it on sale. It was about $1,200. I know that's a steep cost up front, okay? I do. But my labels are down to 6 cents a label, okay? Not only that, when it prints my labels, it literally just goes and drops the label into a little bucket. And now I have a whole entire bucket of already cut, ready to go labels already done. There's no, going to my Avery template and, double clicking here and typing this in or, it's just when I have the guy from Fiverr create my labels, I said, I need a label that's 4 inches by 3 inches. I get the document. He saves it. Boom, I pull it up on my computer. I hit print times 20. Boom, 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 boom. I got 20 labels. It's idiot proof. It's so seamless. It saves so much time and it saves so much money because they're cheaper. So again, food for thought with your printer. One thing I forgot to mention, we have barcodes on here. Okay, how do you get barcodes? Barcodes seem complicated. They're really not. You can go to you can just Google, buy barcodes, for instance. Okay, you can go to pretty much any one of these websites. Don't go to the bottom of the list and find, the website that, I don't know. Look for somewhat of a reputable website, I guess is what I'm saying. But anyways, for the barcodes, I think I bought like 50 barcodes for like $50. Okay. Just gonna go say about 50 barcodes for $50. Okay. They actually let you download all 50 barcodes. They give you a high def picture of every single one of your barcodes that you purchased from them. And then what I did was I put that into its own folder in my Google Drive. And then when I was talking about that spreadsheet that I made for the Fiverr guy to make my labels, not only did I put all that information, I actually copied and pasted the barcode that I wanted for that product. And obviously you need every product to have a different barcode. And then I put a picture of the barcode label inside that spreadsheet as well in the cell right next to it. Okay, so now I have this giant Excel spreadsheet that has all the information, pictures, barcodes, barcode numbers, everything. So they're able to make it with the barcode. And how the barcode works is, let's say that I just go to the grocery store down the road and they want to order for me 50 containers of microgreens a week at the grocery store. Now, my barcode, what happens is they'll actually scan this barcode into their system. They'll put a price, they'll put all my vendor information and everything like that. And then they'll program their system with this specific barcode that we purchased. And then now, whenever they scan through the register, somebody scans through the register, it'll just look up in their system and they'll keep track of how many containers were sold. And then they'll cut us a check for X containers a week or whatever it might be. It's not as hard as it seems. So that's how you go about doing the whole barcoding with your labels, because I know there was a few questions about that as well. So we also take these labels, our labels that we created, instead of actually, so what we do is we seed up, we put all of our seed inside these little plastic containers to keep my seed nice and organized. And instead of writing on it with a Sharpie or something along that line, I just printed out the actual product label and put it right on our seed container. And now it's very pretty, right? I actually have all my product labels on there and I know exactly which seed is which, just by glancing right at it. And I like to keep things neat and organized, right? So that's just my MO, I guess. So. And then another thing I want to talk about, again, branding, right? It's all about invest in yourself. I don't know how else more to say it than to invest in yourself. I know that you want to make money. I know that this is, it's not practical to start a business and I guess, not be able to make money, right? I mean, what's the point of starting a business if you're not making money, okay? But I will say this. Initially, it's going to take a little while before you start really getting a good source of income from, Microgreen Business. Okay, it's going to take a lot of hard work, but you're going to use some of that initial money that you start getting in. Don't just take it right out of your Microgreen account or just put it in the bank and just put it in your pocket and say, yeah, I made money, right? You have to think about more than that. Okay, you have to think about, oh, well, I need to put some money aside to purchase seed. I have to put some money aside to purchase more coir, right? If I'm growing, if I'm expanding, am I going to need another rack? Am I going to need more trays, right? So you're going to have to put a little bit of money aside for all those types of things. But you should also be putting money aside for your branding and expanding, your product branding. It's very important. I never like to do things, I guess you can say half-ass, right? I'm kind of all in everything I do. as you can see from these darn videos, right? So I went on Fiverr again. You never believe how much I paid to get this done. So I created a beautiful product brochure. 2020-2021 product catalog for Princeton Microgreens. And look at this thing. This thing is absolutely legit. We have pictures of all the crops. We have prices. We have descriptions. We have how long it's going to take to grow. Okay? And when I give this to a chef, okay, there are like, they've said they've had Cisco come with like one-sheeters of, hey, here's our product. Black and white piece of paper. Okay? I'm a one-man band company. I do everything myself, all by myself. And I'm coming up and giving a restaurant owner a product catalog like this. Mind blown, okay? I'm absolutely mind blown. I'll actually keep these as well on the farmer's market table for customers to browse through and say, oh, you grow that? Can you make that next time? I would love to try it. You know, those types of things. Or, oh, what's it good on? Or they enjoy looking at it, right? It has, I have a list of all the vitamins and all the nutrients that's in certain microgreens in here. It's just beautiful pictures. I have a few chef pictures in here as well. I basically went on, and again, I created an Excel spreadsheet. All the same information as my labels for them. I almost pretty much used the same exact Excel spreadsheet as I used for my labels, okay? Except what I did was I said, you know what? I want a product brochure. So I want somebody that made product brochures on Fiverr. I got a product brochure made, $150. I priced this out elsewhere, locally. They wanted $3,500 to get this done. Okay, I got it done on Fiverr for $150, okay? They gave me the raw PDF file after it was all done, right? They said, here's your PDF file. And then they gave me the raw file as well. It's called Adobe Illustrator. It's kind of an expensive program to use. I'm an IT guy, so luckily for me, I actually had access to it. But it allows me to go in and change a few things. I want to edit, oh shoot, that price just wasn't right. Yeah, I went in and edited a little bit of grammar here and there. And I just resaved it again as a Adobe PDF. You don't have to do any of that. That was all extra stuff that I did. But for the most part, they're just going to give you a giant PDF document of what they came up with. You can go back to them and say, hey, you know, I don't like this. Can you fix this or do this? Absolutely no problem. They do that all included in the cost as well. So anyways, once you have that PDF file of your product brochure or whatever you want to do, come up with, okay, there are print websites that you just go and you just upload that PDF and you say, I want a magazine, okay? I had 150 of these printed for, what was it? Trying to think. It was actually $300. It was about $2 per brochure, okay? Now, it's been over a year since I printed these, and I still have plenty of these. You know, I only give these, I keep them out on the farmer's market table, not for people to keep, but just to look at. You know, I haven't given 150 restaurants these. That's just an insane amount of restaurants, right? But I keep them on me. I keep them in my car, I keep them in my trunk, I keep them by my computer. Anywhere I go, I kind of keep one of these all the time. And even if I just go to a restaurant, I go out to dinner, right? And with my wife, I'll actually bring in a product brochure, and you know, after I'm done eating, I'll say, hey, I talked to the chef really quick, and you know, I'll tell him I absolutely love this food. By the way, we do microgreens. Here's our product brochure, and I just kind of incorporate it into my everyday life, right? And I think that's kind of what it takes to run a business, and a successful business, is to kind of always think that way, right? So, oh my goodness, I know I'm talking a lot. There's so much to talk about, you know, but you know, I'm really telling you guys. So I put Fiverr link down below, and I believe that if you sign up using our referral, you do get like a couple dollars off your first order. I can't remember exactly, but I mean, hey, it'll make you a product logo for free, right? So, but you know, I really hope you enjoy some of these videos. I really want to touch base, you know, on some of these business aspects of growing. It's stuff that people just don't talk about. And it's really hard to find stuff like this because, you know, business might do it a different way, or a different business might do it a different way, just because every business is unique. But it's probably really nice hearing it come out of my mouth, being that you have a microgreen business like me, and this is what we did, and this is how we're succeeding. So anyways, again, I hope you liked it. I look forward to doing more grows with you guys, more business video with you guys. Again, if you have any questions at all, I know there's going to be a ton after this video. Just put it in that comment box. I'm trying to do my best to get, the channel is starting to grow quite a bit now, so I'm doing my best to get to every single question possible. So, but yeah, again, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys soon. All right, bye-bye. Hello everyone, Peter here from Princeton Microgreens. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Also, if you have any ideas, suggestions, or questions, feel free to leave them below in the comment box. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.